Hey everybody, Pete Werner with dvcfan.com, here with my good friend Ben Mehlan at Animal Kingdom Lodge, Jumbo House in a one-bedroom villa with this week's, I still don't have a name for it. We're all recording this at the same time. Yeah. So like the last video from last week, I didn't have a name for it. And so for you, it's like, oh my God, it took them a week to come up with a name. And it actually has only been like an hour. So I don't have a name for it, but it's our DVC Cooking thing. And the whole idea behind this is to give you an idea of some of the meals you can prepare with readily available utensils in the villas and easily obtainable from the local Publix, which will deliver, by the way, to the DVC resorts. Before we get started today, folks, just a reminder, this show, along with all of our DVC content, is brought to you by the great folks at the World of DVC, which includes dvcresalemarket.com, where you can buy a DVC resale contract and save a lot of money in the process over buying direct if you want to try cooking in one of these villas. Of course, if you need to sell your DVC contract for whatever reason or to upgrade to a new one, they can help you with that. dvcrentalstore.com. If you're interested in DVC or you're just interested, like, hey, this would be great for my family, but I'm not a DVC member, you can rent the points to get this unit. And it's fantastic. Beautiful, beautiful villa here in Animal Kingdom Lodge. DVC Rental Store can really help you with that. And of course, monerafinancial.com, who will help finance your DVC resale purchase. So, today you are making apple cider chicken?
Yeah, it's an apple cider glazed chicken. One of the things we wanted to do was come up with some fall-inspired recipes. Kind of get those warm smells and warm flavors into the room.
They are here.
And they are here. And this is something that is not exactly, it's not turkey and mashed potatoes, right? It's different. It's a little different, but it brings in the apple cider, and there's like 7 or 8 ingredients to this. That's it. Garlic, apple cider, rosemary, Dijon mustard, the chicken, of course, salt, pepper, vegetable oil, butter. That's it. And making the apple cider glaze.
And doing this too, doing this with chicken thighs.
Yeah.
So it's darker meat. I mean, obviously, you can do this with whatever type of chicken you want, right. But doing it with the darker meat, it's very moist.
Yes.
And I love chicken thighs. Personally, it's my favorite part. And really, this was you're about to see it, but I've already eaten it. It was so good. We all were like, Fiasco, who's filming right now, Fiasco was like, oh my God, this is amazing. So let's talk about how you cook this.
You need 2 pots and an oven, and that's it. To make the apple cider glaze that goes on top, you take 2 cloves of garlic and smash them in. You pour a cup of apple cider, whatever you want, whatever you drink. And so apple cider, not apple cider vinegar, actually apple cider. And rosemary in a saucepan. And you let that cook to a boil and then let it boil for about 15 to 20 minutes. That reduces into a glaze. Just after that amount of time, take it off, mix 2 tablespoons of butter in, and you should have a glaze. Now, we were experimenting a little bit with it to throw some brown sugar in there, and I think that ended up working out better. But that's it. And while that's going on, you've got your chicken that you've already taken out. You've put your salt and pepper on it, and just let it sit while that's going on. And you put it on the pan. Vegetable oil first, and then let it get just like we show you, where it gets really smooth over the pan. Put the chicken on, and let it really get brown on the bottom. 8 to 10 minutes. Flip it for a few minutes, and then pull it off. Put it on a plate, and you want to drain most of the fat that comes with that, because you don't want too much going on when you put it in the oven.
I don't know. I like the fat.
Well,
look at me.
It worked. So
blood was just flowing through my heart so fast, I thought I had to slow it down.
Right. Yeah. And then, so all you do at that point, right, you've got the glaze ready to go. You put the chicken back on the pan, spoon the glaze over it, and it goes in the oven. Literally 5 minutes at 350. You've already preheated it. Broil it for 1 minute, you're done. That's it. It comes out super juicy, super tender. And then display it however you want to. In the pan that we had here in the villa, we could only fit 4 thighs on there. So if you have a bigger family, might take a couple rounds, but it's super quick. That happened to us. We had 6, and I put 4 down, and then I did the other 2, and it took just a few minutes to do it because the pan was already hot. So even if you have to put that slight extra effort in, it just almost makes it feel even easier to do, because you realize how far you've already come. The glaze is already done, and it's just a little more chicken. That's it.
Also, I was thinking, there were 2 things I was thinking. Number 1, if you made this, if you prepped this, and let's say you didn't want to eat it right away, I think this would reheat well, but these would make fantastic chicken sandwiches. Absolutely fantastic chicken sandwiches. But also, up until doing this, I have never cooked or been in a DVC villa where someone is cooking. It brings that, they call it home away from home. There's a whole different feeling in this villa. And I'm not being stupid. There's a better word to use than that. But when you walk in the room and there are those smells, and we got a bunch of friends here, and it's like, yeah, this feels very much at home. And I don't know. It's really cool. It's really, really cool. These 2 segments that we've done, we just did the fried brie from King Stephen's.
Yeah.
Now, this is not a 50th anniversary dish, is it?
No, this is just a fall dish.
This is just a fall dish.
That's it.
No connection to Disney whatsoever. Probably because it was good and the chicken wasn't dried out. That's how we know it has no connection to Disney. I'm kidding. A little bit, depending on where you're getting the chicken. All right, so before we wrap up, just a few things. If you'd like to reach out to Ben, who also makes some incredible baked products that he sells, his contact information is below this video in the description. And also there is a link to a room tour that Fiasco did of this very 1-bedroom unit here in Jumbo House. So you can really get a look at the place, see what it's like, and then come cook for your family. I'll tell you what, it's a lot cheaper than eating on property. I mean, well, technically you are eating on property. We're on property. You just had to make it. But this was relatively simple. How long did it take you to do this?
This took me about 35, 40 minutes.
35, 40 minutes.
And what's really cool about that, I mean, kind of something that we're after, is when it's really simple, really easy, really good, and the whole place smells really good. That's what really brings that special feeling beyond just being here, is that you didn't have to do a lot of work.
Yeah.
You could actually spend time with your family. The place smells amazing, and literally we got people chilling out right now, and it's just great.
As long as your family remembers the rules. The person who does the cooking does not do the dishes. Okay? Now, there is a lovely dishwasher right here, but I think you should tell them it's broken and make them wash them by hand. All right, that's going to do it for this episode. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you again next week. Have a great one, folks.